Hold on now. Look at me. Steve Harvey slow walk, straightening the suit jacket. I tell you something. And I don't care what side of the ocean you on. What's happening right now between India and the United States ain't foreign news. This is kitchen table news. This is why your company just froze hiring news. This is why your cousin's visa application been sitting there like leftovers nobody wanna claim news. Now the titles say, after this video, you will leave India permanently. And before you get mad, let me explain the feeling behind that statement. Because what people are reacting to right now is uncertainty. And uncertainty make folks move faster than opportunity ever did. Steve pauses, long stare, across 2025, trade between the U.S. and India has gotten surreal tense. Washington has imposed sharply higher tariffs on several categories of Indian exports, and some proposals floating around talk about reciprocal rates that could reach extreme levels if negotiations collapse. India heard that word reciprocal and said, "Oh, we doing tit for tat now. That's like a family reunion where somebody brings store-bought potato salad after you cooked all night." Everybody smiling, but the mood done changed. At the same time, the U.S. immigration system, especially skilled worker visas, has become more expensive, more restrictive, and more political. Employers are paying dramatically higher compliance and filing costs, and proposals for eye-watering fee hikes have been openly debated as a way to discourage outsourcing through visas. Look at me. Whether or not every proposal becomes law, the message is loud. This door ain't as open as it used to be. Steve adjusts tie, shakes head slowly. Now add geopolitics to the mix. India has spent 2025 doing what strategists politely call multi-alignment. Regular folks call it hedging your bets. Energy purchases from Russia continue because India needs affordable fuel. Trade and manufacturing ties with China haven't vanished, even with all the tension, because supply chains don't just pack up and leave overnight. It's like borrowing sugar from the neighbor you don't trust, but you still need that cake to rise. From Washington's perspective, this looks suspicious. From New Delhi's perspective, it looks like survival. And when survival enters the conversation, feelings don't matter as much as leverage. Steve Harvey's silent stare, eyebrow raised. Then you got the diplomatic noise around South Asia. The India-Pakistan ceasefire line holding, but always fragile. Political leaders in the U.S., including former and current power brokers, claiming credit, influence, or behind. This scene's pressure. India bristles at that. Pakistan welcomes attention. America wants relevance. That's three adults arguing over who calmed the baby while the baby's still crying. So why does this feel personal? Because businesses don't wait for speeches to end. Investors don't wait for clarity. Students don't wait forever. When trade costs rise, when visas feel risky, when alliances look shaky, people start asking one quiet question. Is this still the safest place for my future plans? Hold on now. Stay with me. Look at me. Steve Harvey plants his feet, buttoning the jacket. This right here is the part where people stop arguing and start understanding. Because once you know the why, the noise get real quiet. See, this didn't blow up overnight. This been simmering like a pot somebody forgot on the stove. The United States been saying one thing out loud, free trade, and doing another thing in the back kitchen, strategic protection. When those 50% tariffs hit Indian goods, that wasn't random, that was targeted pressure. Pharmaceuticals, industrial components, textiles. Things America buys a lot of but don't want to be dependent on no more. Look at me. That's not anger, that's planning. America learned a hard lesson during supply chain chaos earlier in the decade. When ships don't come factories don't run. When factories don't run, politicians don't get reelected. So Washington said, we gotta reshore, friend, shore and near shore. And when you do that, you gotta make the old way more expensive. Tariffs do that real nice and legal, like. Steve nods slowly. Now India's response, reciprocal. That word sound polite, but it mean, oh, you wanna raise prices. Bet. India didn't just threaten counter tariffs. It started rerouting trade, diversifying suppliers, cutting deals that don't depend on the dollar. Energy is the big one. Russian oil at discounted rates kept Indian inflation lower while the rest of the world was sweating. America didn't like that. India said, my people gotta eat. End of conversation. Then you got the food fight, literally. Genetically modified crops. The US wants market access. India wants control over its food system. This ain't science versus superstition. This is sovereignty versus scale when a country feeds one. 4 billion people, it don't gamble with the seed supply. Steve Harvey stare. You don't argue with the person cooking for the whole block. Now let's talk tech, because this is where the gloves came off. AI, chips, data centers. This is the new oil. America tightened export controls to slow China. India got caught in the middle. Too close to China, suspicion. Too independent, pressure. India's answer was to build domestic capacity and quietly collaborate where it could. With Russia on defense tech, with China on manufacturing inputs, with the global south on payments and trade. That's not betrayal. That's chess, Chinese checkers if you wanna be cute about it. Pieces hopping in directions you didn't expect, and immigration, Steve adjusts tie, size. The H-1B visa was always a pressure valve. Let talent flow in, let companies grow, everybody wins. But when the politics changed, that valve got tightened. Higher fees, stricter scrutiny, louder rhetoric. Even talking about six-figure costs sends a signal. Think twice. Companies heard it, workers heard it, families heard it. And when people hear think twice, they start planning exits. Now sprinkle in diplomacy. India and Pakistan maintaining a ceasefire because neither wants escalation, but everyone wants credit. When outside leaders claim mediation, India stiffens. Sovereignty is sensitive, always has been, and every time that claim gets repeated, it adds tension to an already crowded room. So here's the real why. Power is being redistributed. America is consolidating. India is hedging. China is waiting, Russia is selling, and the global system that used to run on trust is now running on contracts, contingencies, and caution. This ain't chaos. This is a recalibration. And when the world recalibrates, the people who don't adjust get whiplash. Look at me real close. Steve Harvey steps forward, straightens the jacket one last time. This is the moment where everybody asks the same question in a quiet voice they don't post online. Okay, so what happens to me? Here's what's next, and I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying this so you don't get blindsided. When tariffs stay high, companies don't argue forever, they move, they restructure. They pass costs down the line like a church collection plate. That means prices rise, contracts shrink, and jobs that used to feel permanent start acting seasonal. And when visas get expensive and uncertain, talent doesn't stop existing. It just looks for different doors. India will keep doing what it's been doing, playing more than one board at the same time. More trade in local currencies, more regional alliances, more domestic manufacturing, more we'll handle it ourselves. That builds resilience, but it also means change, vast change. Some sectors win, some lose, and the people in the middle, they gotta adapt. America will keep pushing self-reliance, strategic industries, controlled immigration. Selective partnerships. From their side it's security. From India's side it feels like distance, and when distance grows, assumptions die. The old idea that one path, study here, work there, settle later, will always be available, that idea is aging out. Steve Harvey's slow head shake. China and Russia ain't saviors in this story. They're options, temporary ones, useful ones. India knows that. This isn't love, it's leverage. Everybody using everybody to avoid being cornered. That's the world now. Less trust, more math. So what does this mean for the average person watching this on their phone at midnight? It means you can't build your future on autopilot anymore. You gotta watch policy like you watch prices. You gotta think skills, mobility, flexibility. Whether you stay, move, study, invest, or pivot. Those choices matter more now than they did 5 years ago. And let me say this real clear, because people twist words. This ain't about abandoning your country. This is about understanding reality. Sometimes leaving isn't about geography. It's about mindset. It's about not assuming yesterday's rules still apply tomorrow. The world is shifting lanes without using the turn signal. Superpowers are protecting themselves first. And in moments like that, the smartest people aren't emotional. They're prepared. So don't panic. Don't freeze. Don't argue with the weather. Learn it. Dress for it. Move smart. Because history don't wait for comfort. It rewards awareness. Steve Harvey pauses, long silent stare, soft nod. If you understand what I just said, you already ahead of most people. And if you don't, watch it again, because the future don't come with an announcement. It just